What's up, guys? Today we're going to be going through the Season 2 NASCAR Hooters Cup Series roster. Let's go. In the number 1 car, it's going to be Ross Chastain for Trackhouse Racing. He will be keeping Moose Fraternities as a sponsor, and he also gets a new sponsor, Ventutsky Auto Body. Let's see what Chastain can do in Season 2. Since Nuke remains in the 2 car, we'll only have one sponsor of Discount Tire. Next up is the 3 car. Austin Dillon stays in that car, and he has the most sponsors out of everyone. He'll have his classic Bass Pro Shops. He'll have the new sponsor of Hot Wheels, and Sundrop will stay with him. He ran that car over at Charlotte last year. Here's your first driver change. It's going to be Lane Riggs in the number 4, as Noah Gragson is taken out of the car for front row. He'll have sponsors Sunny D and Busch Light Apple. In the number 5 for HendrickCars.com, it's going to be Kyle Larson driving for Hendrick Motorsports. He remains in that car. He had a pretty horrible season last year. Let's see if he can try and turn around and get some wins. In the number 6, it's going to be Brad Keselowski with sponsor Viagra. He flipped at Chase Elliott Fan Racing Complex, but was luckily able to walk away and run the final few races after that. But expect to see Brad Keselowski up there contending for some wins. Here's a big driver change. Bubba Wallace will be driving the number 7 for Spire Motorsports with sponsor Brandt, as the 23's charter was sold due to his poor performance last year. He'll be having a drive for Spire. Let's see what he can do with that. He also flipped at Martinsville, which was pretty surprising. So expect to see him maybe staying towards the back over at Martinsville. Next up is going to be Kyle Busch in the number 8. He is definitely not done, since he came from last place in the standings, going from race 1 to getting a 2nd place finish at Charlotte at race 2. Expect to see Kyle Busch up there, maybe going for some wins here today. In the number 9, it's going to be your defending champion, Chase Elliott. He'll be driving the number 9 Hooters car. He did very well last year, getting up there at almost every single race that year, but was only able to grab 1 win. Expect to see Chase Elliott going up towards the front to get more wins, and maybe contending for another championship. In the number 11, it's going to be Denny Hamlin. He had a horrible season last year, not even getting a top 10. So this could be Hamlin's final year in the Cup Series. Let's see if Denny can try and get some wins this year. Here's your 2nd place finisher in points, Ryan Blaney. He had a pretty on and off season, starting it off with a bang by winning race 2, and leading a lot of laps over at Phoenix, but after that win at Charlotte, he started to fall off. Let's see if Blaney can try and get back up there and contend for another championship. Here's your 3rd place finisher in points, AJ Allmendinger. He'll be sponsored by Bristol Motor Speedway. He won at Chase Elliott Fan Racing Complex, but before that win, he was really far down in points. Maybe AJ can go and win some more races, and maybe go to try and get a championship again, but with how he started off the year last year, let's see if he can maybe go for 1 win. Here's another big driver change. Anthony Alfredo returns to the Cup Series full-time. He'll be driving the 14 for brand new 3-car team, Haas Factory Team. He'll be sponsored by Mahindra Tractors. Anthony did not make any starts last year, so this will be pretty new to him. Let's see if this brand new 3-car team for Haas Factory Team will try and get some wins. In the number 17, it's going to be Chris Buescher. You'll have sponsors Fastenal and Wegmans. Fastenal will be a new sponsor as Wegmans will continue to sponsor him. He did try and get some wins last year, but didn't end up with any. Let's see if Chris can try and get some wins this year. Ty Gibbs will be in the number 18 car as Joe Gibbs, went and got rid of the 54 from full-time racing. Ty will remain at Joe Gibbs, and he'll have sponsor Watkins Glen on that race car. Let's see if Ty can try and get some wins. The number 19 is going to be Chase Briscoe. He had an on and off season in that Bass Pro Shops number 19. Let's see if Chase can try and get some wins, as he did pretty good at Phoenix. And the number 20 is going to be Christopher Bell with brand new sponsor Ream, and D-Walt will come back. Christopher Bell had a pretty good season last year. Let's see if he can try and get some wins. Staying in the number 21 is going to be Josh Berry. He'll have sponsors Ford Motorcraft and Citgo with him. Ford Motorcraft being a brand new sponsor. Berry had a pretty bad season, but was up there for some races. Let's see if Josh can try and contend for some victories. In the number 22, it's going to be Joey Logano. Just like Denny Hamlin, he had a pretty bad season last year, not getting a top 10. But let's see if Joey can come back from being absolutely horrible and trying to get some wins. In the number 24, it's going to be William Byron with Raptor. Byron won at Phoenix, but that was during the chase. Let's see if Byron can try and get some wins and maybe contend for a championship. Here's another big driver change. Ty Dillon goes over to Rick Ware Racing, removing Cody Ware. He'll have sponsor Havoline with him. Let's see if Ty can try and bring this pretty bad team into some good finishes, as he did pretty well for Colleague last year. Justin Haley will be driving the 31, as that returns full-time racing this year. That 31 team was a part-time team where it had drivers Caden Honeycutt and Josh Williams drive that car. None of them will be driving in the Cup Series this year, but let's see if Justin Haley can try and bring this car to victory lane. He'll have sponsor Cat with him. In the number 34, it's going to be Todd Gilliland. He led a lot of laps over at Martinsville last year. Let's see if Todd Gilliland can go get a win. He'll have his sponsor Loves with him with that 34 team. He had a really good finish over at Iowa. Let's see if he can continue that good season with a win. Here's a pretty surprising decision. Riley Herbst remains with 2311 Racing, even though he wrecked out at almost every single race last year. He was doing pretty good at Martinsville before he got wrecked out by Kyle Busch. Let's see if Riley Herbst can try and get some wins. Remaining in the number 38 is going to be Zane Smith. He didn't get any wins last year, but that was mainly because he went from Spire over to front row after the clash, having him have to go and figure out how to drive a Ford car for the first time. Let's see if Zane Smith has figured out how to drive it and contend for some wins. Staying with RFK Racing is Ryan Preece in the number 40. He did not have a good season last year, but let's see if he can try and turn it around with some wins this year. Remaining in the number 41 is going to be Cole Custer. He'll be the second driver for the new 3-car Haas factory team. He did pretty well last year for racing for a new team. Cole Custer does have a win in real life in 2020. Let's see if he can try and win a race here. Remaining in the number 43 from an amazing season last year is going to be John Hunter Nemechek. Nemechek did very well, leading a whole ton of laps over at Charlotte. Let's see if Nemechek can try and get some wins. Nemechek's teammate, Eric Jones, will remain in the 43. So no changes over at Legacy Motor Club. Let's see if Jones can try and get some wins. Staying in the number 46 is going to be Tyler Reddick. He did pretty well last year, being on and off, but when he was at a racetrack that he knew, he was up there contending for wins. Let's see if Tyler Reddick can get some wins this year. Staying in number 47 for Hayek is going to be Ricky Stenhouse Jr. He'll have sponsors Monroe Muffler Service and Brakes and Speedy on that race car. He did really well over at Charlotte, leading some laps. But let's see if Ricky can try and get some wins at some super speedways. Here's Alex Bowman, another driver with some new sponsors. He'll have Ally sponsor both his cars, but Ally Best Friends will be on one, and his scheme last year will be on the other. Alex did pretty good, winning at Martinsville after a complete wreck fest occurred, propelling him into the championship. Let's see if Bowman can win some more races and maybe go for a championship after he was wrecked at Phoenix and wasn't able to make up any more position. He finished 4th in the standings last year. Staying in the number 71 is going to be Michael McDowell. He'll be sponsored by WeatherTech. Didn't have a good season last year. Let's see if he can try and turn that around and get some win. Next up in the number 77, it's going to be Carson Hocevar. He'll be sponsored by Ferris again. He did pretty good last year, but let's see if he can try and get some wins. In the number 96 for Colleague, it's going to be Shane Van Gisbergen. Colleague extends to a 3-car team this year. We'll have Shane Van Gisbergen drive that car. He'll be sponsored by DLP. Let's go see what Shane Van Gisbergen can do this year, as he led quite a bit of laps over at the Chase Elliott Fan Racing Complex road course. Remaining in the number 99 is going to be Daniel Suarez. He'll be sponsored by Tootsie's Orchard Lounge in Common Scope. He did pretty good last year, leading some laps, but let's see if he can try and get some wins. And the final full-timer is going to be Noah Gregson, driving that 00 Old Spice Office Depot race car for Haas Factory Team. Let's see if Noah Gregson can do better with Haas Factory Team than Front Row, where he was with last year. That is all your full-timers. Let's go see your part-timers. And the 02 is going to be Paul Menard. He didn't make any starts last year, but let's see if he will make any starts this year, and if he does, if he can get some wins. In the number 10 car for Colleague is going to be Eric Almirola. He will be starting in race 1 this year. Let's see what he can do in that number 10 car. The number 15 for Rick Ware Racing is going to be Josh Bilicki. Let's see what he can do with that team. He raced with Tricon last year, another Rick Ware Racing car, this one driven by Corey LaJoy. It'll be sponsored by NASCAR Hall of Fame. JJ Yaley drove this car last year in the Coke 600 at Charlotte. Let's see what he can do. And the number 32 for Live Fast is going to be BJ McLeod. Let's see what he can do. In the number 36 for Front Row, it's going to be Derek Kraus. He made a start in the Coke 600 for New York Racing Team. But with the 36, which did really well at Phoenix, let's see if he can get some good finishes with this team. And the number 53 for Joey Gase Motorsports is going to be Brett Moffitt. He'll be driving that 53 car in a couple races with sponsor USPTO. Let's see what he can do. Joe Gibbs Racing will field a part-timer car, number 54, with Interstate Batteries for Brandon Jones, one of their Xfinity Series drivers. Let's see what he can do. And the number 66 for MBM is going to be Timmy Hill. driving that Phillips 66 race car. He drove it last year. Let's see what he can do here today. That car does have some speed over at Bowman Gray, as we saw with Garrett Smithley putting it into the final race, the actual clash. But let's see what Timmy Hill can do with the team, and can he put it into the clash over at Bowman Gray. And the number 68 for Beard Motorsports is going to be Sheldon Creed. He ran the 00 last year, but now he's going to be driving for Beard, as all the part-timer cars that Haas factory team had are now full-timer cars. Let's see what Sheldon Creed can do. Kaz Gralla returns to the series in the number 73 car for Chase Elliott Fan Racing. Let's see what Kaz can do. Jimmy Johnson will drive the number 84 Revolting car for his team, Legacy Motor Club. He'll make some of his final starts this year. Let's see if Jimmy can end it off with a bang. In the number 88 for Junior Motorsports, it's going to be Dale Earnhardt Jr. There will be some other drivers driving that car, but right now, Dale Jr. will be making the most starts in that car. In the number 89 for Chase Elliott Fan Racing, it's going to be Hall of Famer Carl Edwards driving that car. Edwards will only make a few starts with that team, as Austin Hill will be making some starts towards the end of the year. But let's see what Edwards, that Hall of Famer, can do. In the Project 91 car, sponsored by Supercuts, is going to be Santonio Ferrucci. Let's see what he can do, as he'll only make a few starts since he's still running an IndyCar. In the final part-timer, in the number 94 for Tricon Garage, it's going to be driven by Corey Heim. Let's see what Heim can do with Tricon.